The spectacular coastal enclave of Portocolom, situated in the southeast of Mallorca, in the Felanitx municipality, was the setting chosen for one of the first European triathlons of the season. More than 800 athletes put the date in their calendar, and on a bright and sunny Sunday morning, they came to tackle the triathlon distances: 111 kilometers on the long course and 55.5 on the short course. In order to celebrate the 22-year history of this legendary competition, more than 40 elite triathletes prepared for the start of the race. But before we get stuck into one of the first triathlons on the European calendar, let's take a look at Tri-Kids, the duathlon for the youngsters of the Balearics and the prelude to Portocolom Triathlon. The happy faces of the youngest kids are a sign of how the race went. The race took place on an urban course on this wonderful Mediterranean coastal town, and all the participants could collect their finishing medal at the awards ceremony. It is important to note that for the first time, Portocolom Triathlon officially united with the Spirit Triathlon Series, and this was the first of 4 races that form part of this new long-distance European race series, focusing on very special triathlons which are hard, beautiful and attractive for the participants.
The Spirit Tri Series consists of 4 races. The first race is here in Portocolom, the second race is the Kempsee Triathlon in Germany, the third race is in the Alpe d'Huez Triathlon in France, and the final race is the Transvorarlberg Triathlon in Austria. So these are 4 very historic races. This is the 22nd edition of the Portocolom race. They're very well-run, well-organised events with over 1,000 competitors each. And in this series we have, for the first year in 2019, we have 6 professional teams competing as part of the Spirit Tri League. So there's a real concept and a real series that people can follow over the season.
The crystal clear waters of the municipality's bay, the tough double climb up the marvellous Puig de San Salvador, which is 509 meters high, and the run section to the Portocolom Lighthouse were the highlights of the competition. From the early hours of the morning, the athletes waited, eager with anticipation for the start of the race. Everyone praised the great weather that seemed to be waiting for them in this tough Mallorcan race.
Bueno, parece que va a hacer buen día y que nos va a soplar un poquito el viento, pero bueno, seguro que disfrutaremos mucho del primer triatlón de la temporada.
I'm really happy and try to do my best and enjoy this place, these nice people, and yeah, I'm really happy. And good luck for all these athletes, and yes, see you at the finish line.
The local triathletes knew that it would be almost impossible to catch the pros in the competition.
Hi ha 20 pros que són molt bons, que sempre juguen una altra lliga i després a partir d'aquí pues, tot el que sigui quedar per allà jo crec que estarà molt bé.
Es espectacular, las vistas, el sitio, la gente y bueno, al ser el primero y en este ambiente pues eso lo hace especial y único.
The Queen Race of 111 kilometers started at 8:45 from Portocolom Nautical Club. The water temperature of some 15 degrees meant that all participants had to wear a wetsuit. The distance for swimmers to cover was 1 kilometer, with the aim of making history under the blue sky of Portocolom. Following the swim, it was time for the bike section, perhaps the toughest section of the race, tackling Puig de San Salvador, which had to be climbed twice to complete a distance of 100 kilometers in total. It was an unfortunate day for four-time Portocolom champion Michael van Cleven, who had an accident when in 5th place before the 50th kilometre. It was in this section of the race when Italian ex-cyclist Domenico Pasuelo showed his authority, moving up many places after the swim section, which secured his victory.
Y aquí lo tenemos, llegando muy enganchados.
In the second transition, he entered shoulder to shoulder with Swiss athlete Manuel Kong, who, despite being in first position at many stages of the competition, had to retire from the race due to physical problems before starting the run. Pasuelo got off the bike to start the final 10 kilometers of the race on the urban course around Portocolom, and he showed who's boss by taking the victory with a final winning of 3 hours, 39 minutes and 38 seconds.
Me andaba controlando prácticamente porque 2 minutos en 10 kilómetros son mucho, hay que tener una crisis muy grande para perder. ¿Cómo se dice? Me gustó mucho todo esto porque estaba muy tranquilo en el final y me gusta la victoria, ¿no?
At the finish line, Pasuelo was greeted with celebrations and congratulations from those gathered there. Miloš Zovinski from Poland finished just 2 minutes after with a time of 3 hours, 41 minutes and 22 seconds. The Polish athlete felt good during the race, but his legs felt really heavy in the last 10 kilometers.
I felt pretty good from the start and on the bike especially, but I think I pushed harder than I could and I couldn't find my legs on the run.
And the German athlete Markus Hormann, winner of 2014, came third. Both Zovinski and winner Pasuelo emphasized the difficulty of the course, but also Portocolom's beauty. No doubt they will be back another year.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really nice place and yeah, I will come back.
This is the image of victory in Portocolom. As for the women, yet again they showed their incredibly high level and that they have nothing to envy of the men's race. Swiss athlete Emma Billam took the lead in the cycling segment before the first ascent of San Salvador and was able to stay there until the finish line, leaving her rivals for dust. After 2 transitions and an impressive pace on the run, she crossed the finish line at the Portocolom Nautical Club with a finishing time of 4 hours, 4 minutes and 1 second, replicating her triumph of 2016. Billam also expressed her joy speaking in Spanish, which has improved over the years.
Muy duro hoy, que con el viento, muy fuerte. El tiempo muy great, beautiful. Y sí, es la segunda vez que estoy aquí en Portocolom. They're good memories.
The Swiss athlete crossed the line with a 3-minute margin over her closest competitor, Nina Deron, while British Chantal Cummins came third. Billam showed her excitement about the race.
It's relief, happiness. It's the first race of the season. You don't know where you're at, and it's just a relief to be on the finish line, happy, healthy, everybody's here. It's good.
While this race was being fought out in the Queen's category, it was time for the middle distance, which was no less stunning despite being half distance.
Obrir el calendari amb un joc així, la veritat que és una cosa molt guapa i, a més, si ets d'aquí de Mallorca, una suma més encara, així que serà un dia molt guapo.
The clock struck 11 o'clock in the morning when the judge started the race, which was done as a rolling start, in groups of 4 and by category, because with so many athletes there could have been an accident when jumping into the water. Men first and women after. The water was this goal as they submerged themselves in the Faranich waters to start the 500-meter swim. The 50-kilometer bike course, with just one climb up San Salvador, made the race hard, but they still needed to save strength for the 5-kilometer run course. Mallorcan athlete Miquel Riussac Cardona of Duet Ciclismo achieved his triumph with a winning time of 1 hour, 54 minutes and 7 seconds. And bearing in mind that this was his first time racing in a triathlon, and on top of that that he is under 23 years old, the victory tasted even sweeter.
M'he sentit molt bé, no sé com me trobaria en el principi perquè era el primer triatló, sempre l'havia vist, des de petit havia vengut cada any i me feia molta il·lusió venir i m'he sentit molt bé.
In the female category, the favourite, Sabrina Stadelman, took the final win with a fantastic time of 2 hours, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. And the first Spanish female to cross the line was Marta Rosselló in third place. Stadelman couldn't contain her happiness.
Great, thank you. It was a nice course. It's my second time racing here. My coach lives on the island, so I've been training here for a week now. And great race, great organization. Thank you. Well, I'm from Switzerland. We don't have a sea, so I really enjoy the open water here, the beach. It's beautiful.
Era la primera vegada que venia i no m'ha decebut gens. És preciós, el dia ha estat també molt bo, per tant, crec que no podem demanar més.
The traditional podium awards ceremony finished off the first race of the season and the first of the Spirit Triathlon Series. We'll see you next year in Portocolom.